Hello children, welcome to the online classes. In the previous session, I explained you transportation of substances in animals, how oxygen is supplied to all the living cells and how the carbon dioxide is brought back to the lungs. I explained you. So, in such a way, in plants also, the food and water are transported to different cells in the plant. Actually, in plants, the roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil, isn't it? That water has to be sent to all the parts of the plant. How this water is sent? Actually, the plants lose excess of water in the form of water vapor through stomata, isn't it? So, as a result of water loss, some empty space is created in the cells. This empty space pulls the water from downwards again into the leaves. So, this force is called adhesive force. Due to this adhesive force, the water is dragged up. As the water is released out, excess water is sent out as water vapor. The pressure created in the cells, it pulls the water upwards. In such a manner, water is supplied to the upper parts of the plant. That is one way. The other way is last year in 9th class you have studied under plant tissues the complex permanent tissue. What is the complex permanent tissue? Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem together called vascular bundle. These vascular bundles are present in all the parts of the plant including roots, stems, leaves, etc. So these in these vascular bundles the xylem has tracheids and vessels. Through these tracheids and vessels, the water goes up. They are long tube-like structures that are present in the xylem tissue. The long tube-like structures are tracheids and vessels. Through these tracheids and vessels, the water goes up into other parts of the plant. And coming to the food is prepared by photosynthesis in the leaves. That food has to be supplied to all other parts of the plant. So that activity is taken up by phloem tissue. The phloem tissue has companion cells and sieve tubes. Through these companion cells and sieve tubes, the food is supplied to all the other parts of the plant. That is the transport in plants. Transport in animals through blood vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries and veins end in capillaries. Each and every cell is supplied with capillaries. Capillaries of veins and capillaries of arteries. Capillaries of arteries supply oxygen and capillaries of vein absorb carbon dioxide from the cell and bring it back to the heart. From the heart it is taken to the lungs. From the lungs we expel it out. Isn't it? The oxygen is absorbed from the capillaries of the arteries into the cell. In the cell, oxidation occurs, energy is released. That is about transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in animals. But in plants, a particular complex permanent tissue takes part in the transportation of food and water. Phloem takes part in food and xylem takes part in the water transport. In the phloem also, what are the cells I said? In the phloem, companion cells and sieve tubes, they are long tube-like structures. They take part in the transport of food. In the xylem, the long tube-like structures are tracheids and vessels. They take part in the transport of water. So, transportation lesson is completed. Now coming to the excretion. As the catabolic and anabolic processes are going on in the living organisms, obviously there will be some waste products that are generated within the body, either in a plant cell or an animal cell, isn't it? The metabolic processes are going on continuously in living organisms. As a result of these metabolic activities, certain waste products, nitrogenous wastes, are produced in the body. These nitrogenous wastes, how they are eliminated? Anyhow, carbon dioxide is eliminated out through the nostrils. But some of the water and salts, excess of water and salts are eliminated out through skin, through the sweat pores in the form of sweat. But what about the nitrogenous waste, the excess of salts? Coming to that topic, this is the excretory system in our body. The organs that take part in excretion are kidneys, mainly kidneys. There are a pair of bean-shaped kidneys in the abdomen on either side of the vertebral column. The right kidney is a bit lower than the left kidney. The left kidney is above, isn't it? Right kidney is a bit it is lower. It's level. There is a difference in the level, isn't it? While this right kidney is a bit lower than the left kidney, because this side liver is there. Liver is the largest gland in our body. It occupies a large space. So it pushes the right kidney down. That is why the right kidney is bit lower than the left kidney. Above these kidneys, there are a pair of glands called adrenal gland. But this adrenal gland does not involve in excretion. Its function is different. In endocrine system, you can learn that. But here, these kidneys actually, kidneys also should be supplied with oxygen. So, this is the renal artery. This is the renal artery that supplies oxygen to the kidneys, and this is the renal vein that absorbs carbon dioxide from the kidneys. This is renal artery and this is renal vein. These two are the ureters that open into the kidneys. Ureters. Through these ureters only, urine comes and gets collected in the urinary bladder. The nitrogenous waste such as urea, uric acid and these salts have to be sent out in the form of urine. So, these excess of salts and uric acid and urea, how they are formed in the kidneys. In the kidneys, there are small units called nephrons. As in the nervous system, the single unit of nervous system is a neuron or nerve cell, and the unit of kidney is nephron. That is neuron and this is nephron. Neuron is a unit of nervous system. A single nerve has thousands of neurons. Like that, in a similar way, the kidney also has a number of thousands of nephrons. In these nephrons only, the blood gets filtered. How the blood gets filtered in the nephron? Let us see. Nephron, the structure of nephron. If you observe the structure of nephron, each nephron has a Bowman's capsule and a convoluted tubule. Each nephron has a Bowman's capsule and a convoluted tubule. You observe the diagram carefully. It is easy only to draw. This is the Bowman's capsule. This is the Bowman's capsule. And into this Bowman's capsule, a tuft of blood vessels. Blood vessels, these are capillaries, we can say simply. As very small blood vessels are called, what did I say? Capillaries, isn't it? So these are the capillaries richly supplied with blood. Yes? As this is the artery. That artery brings blood into the Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule collects. This tuft of capillaries is called glomerulus. Glomerulus. This glomerulus only filters the blood, and after filtration, this is the Bowman's capsule, no? Bowman's capsule. After filtration, the excess of water and salts, they will be reaching the convoluted tubule. This is the convoluted tubule, and this tubule extends like this, and here This is the loop of Henle or Henle's loop. This is the convoluted tubule, proximal convoluted tubule, and this is the distal convoluted tubule, and this is the Henle's loop. Loop of Henle or Henle's loop. So the excess of water and salts pass through this, and what happens is this convoluted tubule opens into a collective tubule. This is the collecting tubule. This is collecting tubule, and this is the distal convoluted tubule. So after the blood is filtered in the glomerulus is a tuft of small blood capillaries. The renal artery supplies blood to the glomerulus. In the glomerulus, the blood is filtered and excess of nitrogenous waste and salts and minerals along with excess water are absorbed by the Bowman's capsule, and that passes through this, and here again reabsorption occurs. Still some more water and salts which are necessary for our body this tube absorbs, and the excess water and salts pass like this. They get collected in the collecting tubule. All the collecting tubules of the nephrons open into the ureter. I told no, ureters are there, and ureters open into urinary bladder. Urinary bladder opens out through urethra. Yes, a pair of kidneys are there. From each kidney there is a ureter. Both ureters open into urinary bladder. Urinary bladder opens out through urethra. Anyhow, you have learnt in 7th class itself that structure. So, in 10th class, you have to learn the structure of nephron. Each kidney is supplied with a number of nephrons. Nephron is the unit of the kidney which filters the blood. Each nephron has a glomerulus and a Bowman's capsule, and in the glomerulus the blood is filtered. Excess of water and salts are absorbed by this Bowman's capsule, and still some more water and salts which are essential for our body will be absorbed, and remaining waste will be sent to the collecting tubule, and all the collecting tubules open into the ureters. These two ureters open into the urinary bladder. When this urinary bladder is filled with urine, then there is an urge to eliminate. Through urethra, that urine is sent out. At proper time, whenever there is an urge, it has to be eliminated. Otherwise, if it is stored there, it will become toxic. Isn't it? Sometimes in some people the kidney may fail to function. That is called kidney failure. In these patients, the doctors do dialysis with artificial machines. In these artificial machines, all the blood is sent to the tubules in the machine, and in the tubules the filtration occurs, and after the filtration the blood is again sent into the body of that patient. For that process, before doing dialysis, they give local anesthesia and do this process. It is very costly also. Dialysis is a very costly process, and frequently at regular intervals of time, maybe 2 months once or monthly once, or it depends on that patient condition, they have to undergo dialysis. It's a very costly process, because on artificial kidney type structure it is actually. On dialysis machine we call it, and this dialysis machine is used to filter their blood, because their kidney is not able to filter the blood. If any donor is there, they can transplant the kidney also. Kidney transplantation is also being done these days. Understood? So excretion of these nitrogenous wastes, especially urea, uric acid and excess water and salts in the form of urine, is very essential. Taking in food is very essential, and elimination of food is very essential. Elimination of waste is very essential, because they become toxic if they remain in our body. So with this lesson, first chapter 6 is completed. Life processes. The next chapter 7 is control and coordination. In the next session I will continue control and coordination. This topic is there for your unit test. So read the lesson from the textbook, learn the diagrams of digestive system and this nephron, excretory system and structure of heart. Digestive system, structure of heart, nephron and excretory system. These diagrams you should learn, children. So hope you understood. Have a nice day.